What if the real reason your vision feels weaker has nothing to do with age, screen, or genetics, and everything to do with what your body is missing every single day? Not a pill, not a procedure, not an eye exercise, but a simple choice that quietly controls inflammation, blood flow, and cellular protection inside your eyes. Most people wait until vision problems appear, then try to manage the damage. But science shows the eyes respond fast when the body's defense systems are supported first. One everyday habit can change how your eyes feel, focus, and recover, and it's probably not what you think most people believe. That vision loss is an inevitable part of aging, something written into our genes and accelerated by screens, stress, and time. We are told that once eyesight begins to fade, the only options are glasses, stronger prescription, or procedures that manage symptoms rather than change the underlying biology. But the human body tells a very different story when you look at it through the lens of how it defends, nourishes, and repairs itself every single day. Your eyes are not passive organs. They are living tissues with one of the highest metabolic demands in the body, constantly exposed to light, oxygen, and environmental stress. That combination makes them vulnerable, but it also makes them highly responsive to the right kind of nourishment. Inside the eye is a dense network of tiny blood vessels delivering oxygen and nutrients to the retina, macula, and optic nerve. When this circulation is strong and balanced, visual signals stay sharp and clear. When inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor nutrition interfere, those same delicate structures struggle to function. Modern research shows that many vision problems begin not in the eyes themselves, but in the systems that support them: blood flow, immune balance, and cellular defense mechanisms that protect tissue from damage. What you eat and drink plays a powerful role in this process. Certain natural compounds can activate protective pathways in the body that help neutralize free radicals before they harm eye cells. Others support healthy blood vessel function, ensuring that the smallest capillaries in the retina remain open and efficient. Some nutrients even help the body recycle damaged components inside cells, a process essential for tissues that work as hard as the eyes do. This is not about miracle cures or overnight transformation. It is about working with the body's built-in defense systems and giving them the tools they need to perform at their best. The surprising part is that one of the most effective ways to support eye health does not come from an expensive supplement or a complicated routine. It comes from a simple, everyday drink that many people overlook because it does not fit the usual expectations of eye food. This drink works quietly, supporting hydration, delivering bioactive compounds, and helping calm the low-grade inflammation that interferes with visual clarity. It supports the same biological processes that help protect the heart, the brain, and the immune system, which is important because eye health is deeply connected to overall health. When these systems are supported, people often notice subtle changes first. Eyes feel less strained after long hours of reading or screen use. Dryness and irritation become less frequent. Contrast and clarity feel more stable, especially in challenging light. These are signs that the underlying environment of the eye is becoming healthier, not because something artificial was added, but because the body is being reminded how to protect itself. This approach reframes vision not as something that only declines, but as something that can be actively supported every day through simple choices. By understanding how a single, delicious drink interacts with your body's natural defense networks, you begin to see eye health as part of a larger picture of nourishment, resilience, and long-term vitality mode. People assume that vision loss is simply the price we pay for growing older, a slow and unavoidable decline driven by birthdays rather than biology. But when you look closely at what actually happens inside the eyes, a different pattern emerges. Long before blurry vision, dryness, or difficulty focusing appear, subtle processes are already at work. Chronic, low-grade inflammation begins to affect delicate eye tissues, and blood flow through the smallest vessels starts to lose its efficiency. These changes do not happen overnight, and they are not caused by age alone. They are shaped by lifestyle, diet, environmental exposure, and how well the body manages inflammation over time. The eyes are among the most energy-demanding organs in the body. Every second, they convert light into electrical signals that the brain can understand, a process that requires constant oxygen and nutrient delivery. This makes the health of tiny blood vessels absolutely critical. When inflammation is present, these vessels can become less flexible and less responsive, limiting the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the retina and optic nerve. Even slight reductions in circulation can affect how clearly and comfortably you see, especially during activities that require sustained focus like reading, driving at night, or using digital screens. Inflammation also increases oxidative stress, a condition where unstable molecules called free radicals damage cells faster than the body can repair them. Eye tissues are particularly vulnerable because they are exposed to light and high oxygen levels every day. Over time, this stress can interfere with the function of photoreceptor cells and supportive structures in the eye, gradually reducing visual sharpness and resilience. This process is often mistaken for normal aging, when in reality it reflects an imbalance between damage and repair. What makes this important is that inflammation and circulation are modifiable. They respond to what you consume, how you move, how you manage stress, and how well your body is supplied with protective nutrients. When inflammation is reduced, blood vessels regain their ability to dilate and deliver nutrients efficiently. The retina receives more consistent support, and the environment inside the eye becomes more stable. This is why some people notice improvements in comfort and visual endurance long before any measurable changes in eyesight occur. Scientific research increasingly shows that supporting vascular health and calming inflammation can slow, and in some cases partially reverse, functional declines associated with vision. Nutrients that improve endothelial function help blood vessels respond properly. Antioxidant compounds help neutralize free radicals before they damage sensitive eye cells. Hydration and metabolic balance further support these systems, creating conditions where the eyes can function closer to their biological potential. When you understand vision loss through this lens, aging becomes a background factor rather than the main cause. The real drivers are processes that can be influenced every day through simple, consistent choices. By addressing inflammation and circulation early, you are not just reacting to vision problems after they appear, but shaping the internal environment that determines how well your eyes will perform in the years ahead. The eyes are constantly working even when they appear to be at rest. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep, they process enormous amounts of visual information, adjusting to light, movement, and distance without conscious effort. This non-stop activity makes eye tissue metabolically demanding, requiring a steady and rich supply of energy, oxygen, and micronutrients. Few people realize that, gram for gram, the retina uses more energy than almost any other tissue in the body. Because of this, even small nutritional deficiencies or metabolic imbalances can show up quickly as eye fatigue, dryness, or reduced visual clarity. Every cell in the eye depends on healthy mitochondria, the structures responsible for producing energy. When the body is well nourished, these cellular power plants function efficiently, supporting rapid signal transmission from the eye to the brain. When nutrition is poor or oxidative stress is high, mitochondrial efficiency declines. This leads to slower cellular repair, accumulation of damaged components, and increased vulnerability to stress from light exposure and environmental toxins. Over time, this can affect how sharply the eyes respond and how resilient they feel during prolonged use. Unlike some tissues that can tolerate fluctuations in nutrient supply, the eyes respond rapidly to changes in what you consume. Adequate intake of antioxidants helps protect light-sensitive cells from damage caused by free radicals generated during normal vision. Minerals and vitamins support enzyme systems that maintain tear production, lens clarity, and nerve signaling. Healthy fats play a role in maintaining the integrity of cell membranes, allowing photoreceptor cells to respond accurately to light. When these elements are present, the eyes are better equipped to maintain comfort and precision. Hydration also plays a critical role in meeting the metabolic needs of the eyes. Water supports blood volume and circulation, ensuring that nutrients reach the smallest capillaries in the retina. It also contributes to the quality of the tear film that protects the surface of the eye and ensures smooth visual focus. Even mild dehydration can reduce tear stability and increase eye strain, highlighting how quickly the eyes react to internal conditions. This responsiveness is why dietary improvements often lead to noticeable changes in how the eyes feel before any clinical measurements change. People may notice less burning or irritation, improved endurance during screen time, or a greater sense of visual ease. These changes reflect improved cellular metabolism rather than dramatic structural alterations. The eyes are signaling that their energy demands are being met more effectively. When nourishment supports the high metabolic needs of eye tissue, the body's natural repair and defense mechanisms operate more efficiently. Damaged cellular components are cleared, protective pathways are activated, and the delicate balance required for clear vision is maintained. This perspective shifts eye health from something passive to something dynamic, influenced daily by how well the body is fueled and supported. Clear vision depends on an intricate delivery system that most people never think about. Deep within the eyes lies a web of microscopic blood vessels so fine that a slight disruption can affect how well visual information is processed. These vessels supply oxygen and nutrients to the retina and optic nerve, tissues that cannot store energy and must be constantly replenished. When blood flow is smooth and balanced, these structures function with remarkable precision. When circulation is compromised, even subtly, vision can become strained, less responsive, and more vulnerable to long-term decline. The retina is one of the most densely vascularized tissues in the human body. It relies on a continuous stream of oxygen to convert light into electrical signals that travel to the brain. Healthy blood vessels expand and contract in response to demand, delivering exactly what the tissue needs in real time. But inflammation, poor metabolic health, and oxidative stress can interfere with this flexibility. Vessel walls may stiffen, narrow, or become less responsive, reducing the efficiency of nutrient and oxygen delivery. This does not usually cause sudden vision loss, but rather a gradual decline that feels like normal aging. The optic nerve is equally dependent on proper circulation. It serves as the communication highway between the eye and the brain, transmitting millions of signals every second. Reduced blood flow can impair this transmission, leading to slower processing, reduced contrast sensitivity, or difficulty adapting to changes in light. These effects often go unnoticed at first, but they reflect stress at a fundamental biological level. The nerve tissue is not failing because of age, but because its support system is underperforming. Blood vessel health is also tied to the balance of inflammation in the body. Chronic low-grade inflammation can damage the inner lining of blood vessels known as the endothelium. When this lining is compromised, vessels lose their ability to regulate flow effectively. This affects not only the heart and brain, but also the eyes, where circulation must be exceptionally precise. Supporting endothelial health helps restore proper signaling between blood vessels and surrounding tissue. Nutrients play a central role in maintaining this system. Certain compounds support nitric oxide production, a molecule that helps blood vessels relax and improve circulation. Antioxidants protect vessel walls from oxidative damage, preserving their structure and function. Adequate hydration maintains blood volume, allowing nutrients to reach even the smallest capillaries in the retina. Together, these factors create an environment where blood vessels can do their job efficiently. When circulation improves, the effects are often subtle but meaningful. Eyes may feel less heavy or strained, visual endurance may increase, and recovery for intense visual tasks may be faster. These changes indicate that tissues are receiving better support, not because something external is forcing a result, but because the body's own delivery systems are functioning more effectively. Understanding vision through the lens of blood vessel health highlights how interconnected the body truly is. The same habits that support cardiovascular health also support the eyes, reinforcing the idea that clear vision is not an isolated trait, but a reflection of how well the body sustains its most delicate Tissues. What you drink each day has a direct and often underestimated influence on the health of your eyes. Every sip delivers more than hydration. It delivers information to your cells. Certain natural drinks contain bioactive compounds that interact with the body at a molecular level, especially in tissues that are highly sensitive to oxidative stress like the eyes. Vision depends on cells that are constantly exposed to light and oxygen, a combination that naturally generates free radicals. Without adequate antioxidant protection, these unstable molecules can damage cell membranes, proteins, and even DNA within eye tissue. Antioxidants act as a defensive shield. They neutralize free radicals before they can disrupt delicate structure, such as photoreceptor cells and the retinal pigment epithelium. These cells are responsible for translating light into signals the brain can interpret, and once they are damaged, they are difficult to replace. Certain drinks derived from fruits, herbs, or plant-based sources are rich in polyphenols, flavonoids, and vitamins that specialize in this kind of protection. Unlike synthetic compounds, these natural antioxidants often work in networks, supporting multiple protective pathways at once. When these compounds enter the bloodstream, they travel to highly vascularized tissues, including the eyes. There, they help reduce oxidative stress that builds up during daily activities like reading, driving, or prolonged screen use. Over time, excessive oxidative stress can contribute to visual fatigue, slower adaptation to changes in light, and reduced clarity. Antioxidant-rich drinks help shift this balance, giving the body more resources to manage daily wear and tear. These drinks also influence inflammation, which is closely tied to oxidative damage. Free radicals can trigger inflammatory responses that further stress eye tissue and impair blood flow. By reducing oxidative load, antioxidants indirectly help calm inflammation, improving the internal environment of the eye. This supports smoother circulation through tiny retinal vessels and more consistent delivery of oxygen and nutrients. The result is not a sudden change in eyesight, but a gradual improvement in how the eyes feel and perform. Another overlooked benefit is how these drinks support cellular cleanup processes. Certain plant compounds activate pathways involved in removing damaged cellular components, allowing cells to function more efficiently. In eye tissue, where cells must operate continuously with high precision, this renewal process is essential. When damaged components accumulate, visual processing becomes less efficient, contributing to strain and discomfort. Supporting natural cleanup helps maintain clarity at the cellular level. Hydration enhances all of these effects. Antioxidants are most effective when they can circulate freely and hydration ensures that blood volume and nutrient transport remain optimal. A well-hydrated body delivers protective compounds more efficiently to the retina and optic nerve. This combination of hydration and antioxidants creates conditions that favor resilience rather than decline. What makes this approach powerful is its simplicity. Instead of relying on complex interventions, it uses everyday choices to support the body's built-in defense systems. By consistently consuming drinks that deliver protective antioxidants, you are not forcing the eyes to change, but creating an environment where they are better protected against daily stress and ongoing exposure to light and oxygen. The body is equipped with an extraordinary set of defense systems designed to protect tissues from damage and maintain balance, and the eyes are deeply connected to these systems. Vision does not exist in isolation. It depends on immune regulation, metabolic stability, efficient circulation, and the ability of cells to repair themselves. When these natural defense networks are supported, the eyes benefit as a downstream effect, often in ways that feel subtle but meaningful in daily life. One of the most important defense mechanisms is the body's ability to control inflammation. Inflammation is useful in short bursts, but when it becomes chronic and low-grade, it quietly interferes with normal function. In the eyes, persistent inflammation can disrupt tear production, irritate surface tissues, and impair blood vessel signaling in the retina. Supporting the body's anti-inflammatory pathways helps restore balance, allowing eye tissues to function without constant low-level stress. The immune system also plays a role in eye health beyond fighting infections. It helps clear damaged cells and proteins that accumulate from daily exposure to light and environmental stressors. When immune regulation is efficient, this cleanup process happens smoothly, preventing buildup that can interfere with visual processing. Poor immune balance, on the other hand, allows debris and damaged components to linger, increasing strain on eye tissue. Metabolic defenses are equally important. Cells in the eye rely on tightly regulated energy production to convert light into nerve signals. When metabolic pathways are supported through proper nutrition and hydration, energy production remains stable and efficient. This reduces the likelihood of fatigue and supports consistent visual performance. The body's antioxidant systems work alongside metabolism, neutralizing free radicals that are a natural byproduct of energy use, especially in light-sensitive tissues. Circulatory defenses ensure that all of these systems receive the resources they need. Healthy blood vessels deliver oxygen, glucose, and protective compounds while removing waste products. When circulation is impaired, even strong immune and metabolic systems struggle to function optimally. Supporting vascular health allows these defenses to operate as an integrated network rather than isolated parts. What makes these systems powerful is their adaptability. They respond to daily inputs such as diet, movement, sleep, and stress levels. Small, consistent choices can strengthen these defenses over time, improving the internal environment in which the eyes operate. This is why changes in comfort, endurance, and visual ease often appear before dramatic changes in eyesight. The body is adjusting at a foundational level by focusing on supporting natural defense systems rather than targeting symptoms. Alone, eye health becomes part of a broader strategy for overall resilience. The same biological processes that protect the eyes also support the heart, brain, and immune function. When these systems are nourished and balanced, visual clarity becomes a reflection of whole body health rather than a fragile sense dependent on external fixes.